It's time to look at how you rent space for your resale store. Now, in our scenario, we're going to look at what it takes to rent space and how much it costs to rent space at the Mall of America. Now, if you're not from Minnesota, the Mall of America is one of the biggest shopping malls in the country. It has 4 floors and it's just massive. It has a theme park in it. It's crazy. And so, regardless of whether you've been to the Mall of America particularly or other shopping malls, they kind of are set up the same. You have hallways, and then along the hallways, you have these retail spaces. So in this case, we're looking at the store Crocs. And you can imagine walking into here and seeing all the shelves and all the cool places that they set up their products. Well, hey, Crocs has to rent this space from the Mall of America. They have to rent this space right here. So the question is, how much does it cost to rent a space from the Mall of America? Well, I'm going to give you the easy answer, and then we'll dive into some more complexity. The easy, quick answer is that about 20% of your revenue goes to rent. So if you rent a space like Crocs here, and let's say you make $1,000 in revenue, 20% of that is going to go to, so $200 is going to go to rent. And if you sell $1 million, well, 20% of that is going to go to rent. And so that's how they set it up at the Mall of America. Now, it gets a little bit complicated. If we look at all the different months here, we start with something called a base rent. And so you can see between the months of January and June, the base rent is around $3,000. In the summer months, so July and August, it bumps up to $5,000 a month. And then September and October, it drops down to $3,000 again. And then November and December, it bumps way up to $8,000 a month. This is for rent, okay? But $8,000 a month is it's because of the holiday seasons. They're anticipating a lot of people selling. Now here's where it gets a little complicated. They have something called breakpoint sales. This is a value that if your store sells more than in a month, you get charged a little bit more on your rent. So for instance, let's imagine that so January, the breakpoint sales amount is $16,667. If your company sells more under that, so let's say for a month, your company only sells $15,000, which is less than your breakpoint, well, you just get charged your base amount, so your base rent right here. Okay, well, let's look at another scenario. Let's imagine that in this month you sold $20,000, so like $3,300 more than your breakpoint. Well, guess what? You get charged more than your base amount, so you get charged a little bit extra. And again, if you sell, let's say you sell $50,000 worth of product in a month, well, that's way over your breakpoint, and you can see your rent goes up. Now, let's look at one more scenario. Let's look at December. Now, your base rent went up. So now you're at $8,000 in base rent. Your breakpoint sales went up as well. They were 16, now they're 44,000. Let's say you sell $50,000 worth of product in a month. Your rent is going to be $10,400 because these went up. So this went up and this went up. Yeah, so it gets a little bit complicated. Long story short, know that as long as you're selling above your breakpoint, you're about 20% of your revenue is going to go towards rent. Well, let's see what that looks like out in our model. We're over here in our model. And we come over here, we can see that right now we're selling, per month we're selling $30,000. So look at this. I'm selling, I don't know, maybe these are those Jordan shoes again. Or no, maybe this is a computers. So, let's say that we're going to sell 30 computers in a month. That's like one a day. And we're going to charge our customers $1,000. So that's $30,000. I don't know, I'm kind of making these numbers up, but I just want to get over here so I can show you what that looks like. Well, obviously we're over our breakpoint sales. And so we're going to be charged more than that $3,000 base amount. And so you can see it already calculates mall space rental, $5,400. And that's a monthly expense. Every month you'll be charged that. So that's how it looks. I wanted to show you what it looks like to rent a space in the Mall of America, how it's calculated, and then just give you a rough understanding that 20% of your revenue is going to go towards rent.